What's up? And welcome
Yo,
to episode
yo, yo.
44
What's going on?
of the
Annual.
Cookout. Annual. This is our 1 year anniversary. Technically. Birthday. Whatever. What are we calling
Technically.
this? Is it
That-
anniversary? Is it birthday?
We
It's
calling it the
Let's
first
call
annual.
it a birthday. It's a
It's a
birthday.
Birthday. Hey,
You know what's
I'm with
crazy?
it. I'm with it.
I made a cake today. Can I tell y'all a real quick story?
Sure. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Real
What's up?
quick. First of all, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. This
Word.
past Sunday
Happy
was Father's
Father's
Day.
Day.
I came out here to spend some time with my dad. We have a nice meal, and my dad's like, yo, we ain't got no cake. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy. He was like, yeah, but you told me you was gonna make me a cake for Father's Day. I was like, oh, I forgot. I felt bad, guilty. I was like, dang, I promise you, I got you tomorrow. I'm gonna make you a cake. Later, he's like, yo, I lied. You ain't telling me you was gonna make a cake. But I had already promised everybody that they were gonna get a cake, which means I still had to make a cake. So shout out to my father for guilt tripping me into making a caramel cake. I just finished it and I had a little slice. Since it wasn't like a special occasion cake, you could just cut it when you finish. So, you know,
What kind of cake was it?
as a caramel cake, it was a yellow cake, and I made technically dulce de leche. I made icing with the easiest icing you will ever make. 1 can of dulce de leche to like 2.5 sticks of butter. That's it. If you want to be fancy, you can add a little salt to it, like a half a teaspoon of salt, and then some vanilla extract just to give a little something. Y'all good. Okay, and it's a very easy icing. Like dulce de leche, you don't have to do nothing but put it in a pot and watch the water. If you need to know how to make it, look that up on YouTube. But it's a very easy frosting to make, and it's so.
Nice.
But
Nice.
it's like caramel, so it was like caramel cake. But anyway, it's enough about my little story.
Oh, man. Well,
Yeah, man.
we got a special guest joining us tonight.
Is he a special guest or is he family?
He's family. He's a special guest.
Man.
Someone we haven't seen. My man Lou is back
What's up?
in
What's
the house.
going on?
Nothing much. I see we giving cooking lessons on the Cookout.
Hey, listen.
Very in theme.
Yeah, true to form, man.
True to form, dog.
We've been saying that we wanted to do something. I'm still getting myself together to do that gumbo recipe. I'm gonna do it one day. One day.
Oh,
We
man.
1
How
year
you been?
overdue for that, man.
All right. I've been good. Busy. But yeah, all the things happening in life, even though we're like in weird transition phase.
Word.
Yeah.
Very weird transition page. People just acting like it's back to normal.
Hey, we were like that this weekend. I can't lie.
I was to say, no
We had a
comment.
batch party, I guess you can call it,
Yes.
/engagement /birthday.
Yes, yeah. Everybody was vaccinated, but yes, we were back to pre-COVID behavior.
Regular scheduled programming.
I'm cool with that as long as I don't have to go back in the office.
Yeah, for real.
But I want to hear
That's
about
real.
Luke Good Busy.
Man, let's see. I am back in Washington after 6 months in New Jersey. So I've been back about a month. So I'm coaching track as normal. So I got my first sub-11 athlete this summer, and I might have 2 by the end of the summer. Got like a 13-year-old running 55 seconds. So the coaching thing's going well.
Nice.
I'm studying for my engineering licensure. Like every other month, I'm still writing for Panel by Panel. So I got those magazine things out. My podcast is back once a month. We're talking to essentially friends of the show while we plan the next season. So once a month, we got a What's Up Wednesday. We can see what's going on there. You know, black level improved. The bun is giant now. The beard is thick. Full pandemic look. Full pandemic mode in effect.
Still doing capoeira?
What did you say?
Still doing capoeira?
Not as much because with the pandemic, classes have paused, and I have been during this track season trying to get back in like at least shape to run the 1 and 110 hurdles because I will next year be old enough to start doing masters meets. So trying to stay in a little bit of shape for that. Speaking of track and field, shout out to all 4 Aggies that are Olympians
about to say,
with possible
Aggie
2 more on the way.
Aggie
Aggie
pride.
pride.
That's so hype.
I was definitely about to ask you, did you see that news? Because I knew you saw it, but I was like,
watching.
Is he going to?
I've been
word.
gassing the track team all season. A&T is like a legit top 5 track program in the nation now. They sustained it for about 3 years, so it's not a fluke. Cradle for sprinters. Dwayne Ross is an Olympian himself who's out there coaching, and we out there producing sprinters, letting the world know Aggies do.
Aggies do. Aggie pride.
Yeah, man, I was like, it meant that was to see everybody, especially on Twitter, go crazy supporting the track team over the weekend at the meets, man. That was good to see. Good to see. But anyways, what's the show notes, Amani? What are we talking about tonight?
I figured we would, take it back to our roots. Was it our first or our second show where we had a nice little versus battle that rolled over for weeks, caused a lot of drama on the channel. But we talked about Iron Man versus Batman, and we had agreements and disagreements. So I thought today I would bring 2 new versus battles to the forefront just to see, how we feel about them. I see Lou is ready. We got Green Lantern, Black Panther, specifically John Stewart versus T'Challa with his suit, and Thor versus Wonder Woman. Both battles, I personally think, are good fights. And then it's been a very long year. We've talked about a lot on the channel. And instead of doing low-key fire, when we talk about stuff that we haven't talked about in the show, I think it'd be cool to just recap some of our favorite shows and films that we talked about on Gumbo. And then lastly, we've been working on this Marvel ranking for over 2 months now, and we're almost done. So hopefully we can wrap that up.
Has it been 2 months?
Technically.
Started April?
Wow.
Yeah. I think, it should be it would be 2 months by, I think, the end of this month, because I think it was like the end of April, like second to last week or the last week in April that we started that.
Yeah.
And so, and we continued on and off throughout May.
Yes. So we're almost done. Today will be the last day, and then we finally ranked all Marvel live action films. Good.
Word. Let's get to the comments because we got a lot of congratulations in the chat. Starting off with my mom, first person in the chat saying some congratulations. Thank you so much for the congratulations. My man Mike Porter.
What's going on?
Saying congratulations. Ducky Momo says what's up.
Ducky Momo.
Got a happy birthday, CG. Certified Gumbo.
Oh yeah.
What about dinners? Do y'all know about this situation?
No, what's that?
No, enlighten me.
Please
All
tell
right.
us.
All right. So are you guys, so the Denim Nerds live stream their channel. Now, are y'all, so if you don't know, Denim Nerds I'm a member of the Denim Nerds community. And this morning when the Suicide Squad trailer broke, Josh was doing a live review of the trailer with the live stream, and Warner Brothers give him a copyright strike on the entire channel, shut down the live stream and his live stream channel. So he can't upload or post or do live streams. So right now he's under dispute. But that channel has I think 25,000 subscribers or something like that. So he's right now it's under a dispute. So he'll be
YouTube jail.
Yeah, for real. It's crazy. I cannot believe that happened, but
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised at all. Warner Brothers being Warner Brothers.
Shoot, they got us. I'm still offended by us. Was that our first episode where we got that strike for playing the trailer for The Boys season 2?
Yeah, was that Sony? Yeah,
that might have been our first episode, and we didn't even have many subscribers then, and I'm still offended. So
we had
how that feels.
20 subscribers.
Yeah.
At least they didn't shut down our channel though, so it's that's crazy. But he should be able to get that disputed, and the channel should be back up and running by next week.
Good.
Tyler the Kid over on Twitch. What's up? What's up? Free Coop once again. That's another insider for the Den of Nerds because the bot kept like locking me out because I was using capital letters, but that's another story.
No yelling in the channel.
No yelling in the chat. No yelling in the chat. Apparently, I was just hype. You know what I'm saying? I had to hype up. Who was that was singing? Anyways, they had like a what was it? Karaoke night on the stages. And Vito, Lord Vito, shout out to Vito. He was hitting a falsetto, and like it just was like perfect. And I was typing cap locks into the chat, and I got banned. But they reversed it. Discussion.
So who do you want to start with? You want to start with Green Lantern versus Black Panther, or Thor versus Wonder Woman?
Well, I would say since. Well, I was saying since Lou is here and he's dressed for the occasion, let's let my man.
That is actually like pure coincidence. I just worked out in this shirt today. However, I would ask, and I normally abstain from like superheroes versus conversations because they go weird directions. But also, I would ask, like, it's only a handful of black superheroes. Why are you trying to put us against each other like this?
It wasn't like that. So I told myself I wanted to do some verses today, and I wanted good ones. So I did some Googling, and there were a lot of like similar situations, but they weren't fair. And so I could have done, what's the other Green Lantern, Hal Jordan?
Yeah.
But that movie makes me angry. So let me go with the black one, but it's not. I'm not putting, two brothers against each other. It's not like that. It's not like that, I promise. But yeah, but also T'Challa's educated. John Stewart is an engineer, and he was a soldier. He's not just somebody who's here to fight. He is smart and intelligent. I thought that was important too. I also, because I had to do a little bit more research on Green Lantern, and whatever they create with their rings is based off of their current knowledge. So for example, because he's an engineer, John Stewart can build things better than other Green Lanterns because that's just what he knows professionally. And then of course, because he was a soldier, he can make weapons easier. So basically if a Green Lantern happened to also be a nuclear physicist, like they could, build a bomb well and better than other ones because that would come easy to them. So I thought that was important too.
And then while you're on that John Stewart rant, I'm gonna also say Green Lantern comic books right now, they're only like 3 to 4 issues in. Jeffrey Thorne is on it, so it's the first time that John Stewart has been the lead on the main Green Lantern title and also had a black writer on that main title. So like there's been a black writer come in and do some short stories, but in the character's 50-year history, there hasn't been a black person consistently on him as a character. So like good time to pick up that book. They also like either fired or killed off like a third of these 7,200 Green Lanterns in the Corps. So like it starts out with a bang. Fire book.
Well, nice. Well, I will definitely check it out. See, I didn't even know. I'm glad I chose him instead of Hal Jordan. I said Hal Jordan, right? Yeah, Hal Jordan. Glad I chose John Stewart.
Winning a fight. I'ma guess that I'ma just go with the Green Lantern because I don't know if anything the ring shoots out counts as kinetic energy, meaning I don't know if vibranium got anything on it.
Same. Same.
At which point, like solid. I put you in a little bubble. What's good?
Yeah. What can he do against that ring? That's
I thought his suit can absorb like energy.
Energy, but the energy that the ring emits is like, I don't know.
Let me do some Googles because then that'll, blow my idea up. I was thinking that he could take those. I mean, it might hurt him, but I figured the suit might absorb something, no. Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
Well, yeah. I guess it depends on his style of attack, like how he chooses to use the ring to attack Black Panther. Like if he knows the suit is kinetic, like he may not.
And also,
take
how
that
much
approach.
time does T'Challa have to plan for the fight? Because he's like a master planner. So
that's also
well,
a fact.
That was an issue that we had with the first one. There was actually two parts to it. It was Batman versus Iron Man meeting for the first time, never knowing each other exist, and then there was a round 2 where Batman had time to plan. So, would T'Challa need a rematch? You think?
Now that you say that, I feel like slightly more interesting than just like Jon Stewart versus T'Challa is the intergalactic empire of Wakanda versus the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah. That's actually interesting.
Because the latter end of the Colts run was like, yo, we taking Wakanda to space, and here's a advanced Earth technology showing that we can move on an intergalactic scale. So like that would be pretty fancy.
All right, can I jump off topic just slightly? Well, it's not off topic. It's still within the realm of this speak, because since you brought that up with the rumored Wakanda show. Well, is that rumored or is that's not rumored? That's
confirmed.
That is confirmed.
Oh,
so the Wakanda show is happening, and we know that we're getting more intergalactic threats in the MCU now. Do you think that's a direction that the Wakanda show could go into? Taking Wakanda into space?
I think they got to give you a few seasons of like exploring a whole Black nation first. Maybe if we hit season 3 or 4,
it could get into that. I feel you.
Yeah, but I think the appeal of Wakanda is Wakanda itself.
Yeah,
I agree. I definitely think we deserve to see Black people in space. You don't get to see too much of that in sci-fi, but I definitely want to see more Wakanda. Mm-hmm. There's just so much we don't know, and it looked too cool. I want to know more.
Yeah, I hope the showrunners are aware of that run, and because I think that's something that they could do for sure, especially like with Captain Marvel stuff. Like a great deal of that is going to take place in outer space. Of course, Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor: Love and Thunder, Fantastic Four is coming, and from what is rumored, a lot of that will also take place in space. So, it's that would be really cool. That would be a different direction. I think that would be a good thing for them to do eventually. Like I don't think immediately, but I've derailed the conversation long enough. Let's get back to it. It was like a sparked idea.
Although it wasn't about being fair to Black Panther, I'm wondering because in my head he's absolutely beating Hal Jordan.
Oh yeah.
So, but Jon Stewart is another story. But I still think it's a good fight. I don't think he's getting washed.
Oh no, yeah, I don't think
no.
So, are we on the same page? Who's winning?
I feel like we are. I think we're all saying Green Lantern, right?
I would say so.
I think so, but I think it's a battle. And then if for some reason they got a round 2 and he had time, I'm giving it to T'Challa.
I don't know. I think on the whole, Corps versus Wakandan Empire, I think Wakanda got it because the Corps overall is cocky, and I think like the way the fight would happen is because Jon Stewart is such a military strategist. As the Corps' small numbers start to dwindle, like that's the Splinter Cell lanterns you got to look out for. Like, we've taken out lanterns in 2,800 sectors, but this one crew keep killing us. Where they come from? Then the Wakandans be like, oh crap, they got another black man. We thought we was the only ones in space. Plot twist.
Oh man.
Ducky Momo says his 9-year-old is beating Black Panther if he had a magic ring.
Oh wow.
The ring isn't magic. Hey. The ring is like very anti-magic. That's one of the things that they're revealing right now. It is the Guardians of the Universe are like weird megalomaniacs. So apparently long ago at the early days of the universe. They took half the magic in the entire universe because all they could manage was half and stored it away in a little box that ends up crash landing on Earth. But like everything magic in a DCU could be twice as magical. And the reason there's like a magical planet 1,000, 2,000 years of the future with the Legion of Superheroes, but there's not one now because them Guardians were like, oh crap, like the rings don't exactly work on magic. Let's get us rid of as much magic as possible.
They're like the Viltrumites, basically. Just send everybody out to jack everybody up who's too strong. Well, not kill people, but just get everything that can potentially hurt us and bring us down out of it.
Yeah, that's like why I've always had this weird fundamental question, like why would the Guardians have ever let Clark Kent's ship make it to Earth?
They weren't on their job, too scared.
He a normal baby till he get into the solar system. That's why I was like, I don't know why they made that happen. It's not really a question they could. I guess if they found a way to answer it, it'd be interesting. But I've always been like, for such control freaks, why would you let a baby from this dying planet go to a place where he's nearly invincible?
Now, can they see the future?
No, they sort of just like watch events unfold and send they space cops to be cops.
Okay. Right.
Oh, Travis back in the chat.
A Green Lantern helped him make it to Earth in the post-crisis canon.
Yeah, I think that was Tomari. It still doesn't make sense. Like, why would you let them? I think that was a Tomari thing, like the father of Tomar too. I remember that briefly.
They got a soft spot for babies?
Appreciate the welcome, Coops.
Coop Daddy Yoda.
But yeah, weird stuff them Guardians be on.
I'm definitely feeling so. All right, Green Lantern got this one in the bag, and then second fight is just T'Challa winning that. But if it's Green Lantern versus Wakanda and all that vibranium is taking them down.
Right.
I think cockiness is a problem. Not a problem, but it's what would mess Thor up too in Thor versus Wonder Woman. I don't think he would take her as seriously as he should. I think he's very cocky, and she is also smarter than him.
She's also the daughter of Zeus, so once those bracelets come off, I don't know what that lightning doing.
I think once she loses his hammer, it's a wrap. So she just got to get the hammer off of.
Well, he doesn't need it.
It depends. It depends on what version of Thor we're talking about, though.
Yeah.
It really depends on what version of Thor. If we talking about the version in MCU, I would agree with y'all. But if we talking about like, because when Thor it's the powers of Odin, like it's a wrap. I don't see him losing to Wonder Woman.
I mean, it's
both
one of
are
those
gods, right? Or is Wonder Woman a demigod and he's a god?
He's a god.
Wonder
She's
Woman,
technically is she a demigod?
Yeah, she is as of for like the last decade. She's been the daughter of Zeus. One of Zeus's many infidelities.
Yo,
They're both equal. Like, what's that?
I said shout out to Nick Cannon.
Basically.
JP, you don't know? Hey, Google it. Don't worry about it.
Yo, hey, wilding out. What's up?
Basically, no. Hey, that's exactly what's happening.
Yo,
that's exactly what's happening.
But yeah, I feel like Wonder Woman and Thor, so they're equal in strength. Is that right?
I mean, they're not in the same world, so you just measuring, sort of, you guesstimating.
Yeah.
Okay, I imagine her being faster and better at like hand-to-hand combat. And Thor is just all like muscle, like a linebacker.
Thor's not really punching people.
Yeah, the hammer, right?
Hammer smacking.
I think
she
they're
can
both
find a way to get the hammer out of his hands. I think she has a chance.
equally durable. But see, he just it's not even I don't know, because he really doesn't really depend on that hammer. Like that's just like the hammer was there to help him channel the thunder. Like he doesn't need the hammer. Like
so he can conjure the thunder without the hammer.
yeah, he is the god of thunder. Like he's Thor.
Depending on the version, like
that
you
is
said.
his domain.
It changes things.
But Wonder Woman is also the daughter of Zeus, so lightning is
Exactly.
Zeus is the god of lightning.
That's what I'm
right?
saying. So like
Yeah,
if she
so I'm
can
like,
harness
they
that
cousins,
power,
bro.
like they
They
kind of like
cuffs off.
yeah.
That's my.
But see, I don't.
Wonder Woman can also lift the hammer.
She
Hey,
Hey, I don't doubt that
She
Wonder
can.
Woman could lift
I
the
don't doubt
hammer.
it. She can.
Yeah, technically,
Tell-
like I mean,
And
that's really a
I'll
that's really
always
a battle
pick
of
speed
equals.
over strength for me. It's because I'm a DB.
I'm gonna give it to Wonder Woman, no matter how many how many chances they have. Wonder Woman got it, but I would just. She's the daughter of Zeus. She's strong as heck. She's intelligent, and I just feel like Thor is too cocky, and just wouldn't take her as seriously as he should.
Yeah, I think so. If I had to base it off of the MCU version of Thor and then the DCEU version of Wonder Woman, I definitely would say that Wonder Woman would beat Thor.
No, not the DCEU,
but the
Snyderverse.
The Snyderverse, yeah,
Snyderverse
Wonder Woman
Yeah.
Would definitely beat the MCU version of Thor. But I don't know. Well, see, the problem is I don't know what Wonder Woman at her like highest heights of power in the comic books looks like, because I don't really follow her that much. But I know like the older Thor is like, he's not as cocky as the young Thor. Like he's a problem. He's more like, because he's more like his father. He's more like Odin. He's like,
if you're talking about Thor with the Odin Force, I feel like that's like that weird thing I hate in Death Battle where they're like, yo, but this one time Master Roshi blew up the moon, so if we take the power and took the blew up the moon. And I'm like, if that's an outlier, I'm like, I'm gonna stick it in this outlier pocket.
All right, so what's it? 3-1, Wonder Woman.
Who chose Thor?
I did.
Coop.
Oh,
Technically,
I'm giving it to Wonder Woman every time.
What's the chat saying? Let's see.
Dunky Momo says, "Ooh, Popcorn is messing up."
Work her lasso.
DC in general is overclocked power wise. It would be hard for Thor. I agree with that. Thor is king of Asgard currently, right?
yeah.
Is he asking the MCU?
No, not in the MCU.
No.
Comics.
In the comics, and I believe he still is in possession of the Odin Force.
Yeah, I actually have no idea right now. I haven't read Thor since Unworthy Thor. At which point he was powerless for a good chunk of that book.
Poop Daddy Yoda doesn't think that she can lift the hammer.
Oh,
I don't know.
I doubt that, because like
Wonder Woman's character is so invaluable.
And then a lot of people lift the hammer in the comic books anyway. Like
if she's not worthy, I don't know who is.
I would put her number one as people in DC who are worthy. Superman gonna lose his mind a few times. I don't know if I want him to have it.
I don't know if Superman is. I would say Wonder Woman is more worthy than Superman, though.
I think they might be equal. Superman is like the most moral person, right?
Nah, because he's got a couple runs where he snaps.
He can
On his own doing, or by like dark side manipulation.
You obviously ain't playing Injustice or read Injustice. Who would?
Oh man, what happened in Injustice?
Because I was about to say, like, has that happened to Wonder Woman though?
I mean, if you talk Injustice, she eventually joined Superman's regime, but the basis of Injustice, and if you read the comic book, you just like, I mean, if you started the game, you just thrown like 5 years in. If you read Tom Taylor's Injustice years 1 through 5, you like see the slow decline of Superman's moral. Joker, essentially in that story, Joker kills Lois Lane. As a result, Superman kills the Joker, and he now has to come to terms with this decision he just made. And very slowly, he starts justifying more powerful move after more powerful move until like 5 years later, and he's a dictator of Earth. It's wild. It's wild because of how methodical they make the fall. It's not like he woke up the next day and he was evil.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, slowly I was killing. All right, now I think killing's okay. Now Sinestral's going to advise me, so I'm going to think control is good. Now I'm going to lift up the entire city of Atlantis and drop it in the desert.
Dang. Well, okay, slightly random, but a little related. Did y'all watch the season premiere of Rick and Morty?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dang.
I feel like I only watched the premiere and it's a blur to me.
There was a concept of civilization going off the deep end in this season premiere that came on the other day, and it sounded just like that, Lou. But if y'all have time, watch it because it was hilarious. But I didn't mean to take us away from that. Sorry.
Noted.
T-Rev says she picks up the hammer in Marvel DC crossover.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
She picked it up.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Lois totally was pregnant. That was a thing too.
I think that was part of the Snyderverse sequels as well.
The direction he was going.
Shame. Oh, speaking of, did you watch the Snyder Cut, Lou?
No, I'm not giving that 6 hours of my life.
Oh
what?
My god,
hey, you are missing out, Lou.
That was good.
It's not on HBO Max anymore. It's
you don't get them level of second chances with me. You got hired to make a film.
Different. It's completely
different.
I'm sure it is. It's not something I'm giving a chance.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all can have that.
It's to me, it's better than the Avenger movies, in my opinion.
I would say even though it was that long, there was probably only one scene that bored me. Like the entire movie it kept me from beginning to end. Like I would put it over, that's been a topic on the show a lot, how boring or how slow a lot of Endgame was. Like just pace-wise, the Snyder Cut was great from beginning to end. It really kept me.
Glad y'all enjoyed it.
I'm screaming. Dang, there was something else I wanted to ask you about, but I don't remember. It'll come to me. It was another film or something I wanted to ask your opinion of, but I don't recall.
Right. What's next on the docket?
I mean, it's just been a long year, and instead of doing low-key fire, we should just talk about our favorites of COVID, of since we started Gumbo. What are some shows that came out in the last 12 months that you just love?
The last 12 months.
Lovecraft Country.
Up there.
That was in the past 12 months. Yeah.
Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Raised by Wolves, definitely.
What movies
Season 2 of The Mandalorian was way better than season 1, in my opinion. I wasn't crazy about season 1 of The Mandalorian. By like the end of season 2, I was humming The Mandalorian score before every episode. So, Tower of God was fire.
Didn't see that one.
Anime Crunchyroll based on webtoon, super dope. The last Tales of Arcadia came out, so Wizards was out. That was dope. Blood and Water was cool. That South African show on Netflix.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I May Destroy You was dope. And I feel like it was important. While I was in New Jersey, I discovered, like, I don't think any of these shows were new, though new seasons are out now, but like Disney XD got a fire cartoon lineup right now. I caught DuckTales, fell in love with DuckTales, and then it was like, 8 more episodes left before the series finale.
Is that? I didn't know that was still active.
It just ended in March.
Okay, all right. So is out. So all that stuff is on Disney Plus now. I'm assuming, or they canceled all those shows.
So Amphibia just finished season 2, so that'll be on Disney Plus soon. And then the Owl House just started season 2, but season 1 is on Disney Plus. And the Owl House is about a wizard school, except it's cooler than Harry Potter, and Lucius is more of a boss than Harry is. Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
I think number one for me, just period, is Invincible.
Oh yeah, Invincible did drop.
Yeah. Invincible was great. I would put Invincible over The Boys as far as just gore, superhero action. I would put it well above The Boys because The Boys kind of pissed me off a bit in season 2. But Invincible might be my favorite show of COVID. Easy.
Yeah, I would say that it's definitely over The Boys. Yeah,
I'd put it over The Boys too.
Yeah, because I didn't like season 2 of The Boys as much as I liked season 1.
Invincible was like, it's one of those things that a lot of issues I had. I've only read volume 1 of the comic, and a lot of issues I have with the comic, they actually improved upon in the show. So that was dope. Yeah, I enjoyed Invincible season 1. I enjoyed some of like the storytelling things they use, like the Invincible title getting continuously bloodier.
Yeah.
WandaVision was dope too. WandaVision was dope.
I wanted to ask you about that. You have not been on the show.
Hey.
And we took it too far.
It drug me along.
We took it way too far. We did a lot of investigating, a lot of deep diving, a lot of...
were you one of those Mephisto?
Yes, we were.
Oh, no.
Listen, it was bad. It was bad. It was real bad. And then the show ended, and
oh, man.
I was like, so none of that was going to happen?
No.
None of it. It was like that. So, the comments just found out about Nick Cannon.
No, hold on. I just found out. Really, he's had 4 kids? No, he has not had 4 kids.
He had a son 6 months ago. He had twins a couple days ago, and he had a daughter.
Hold up, from the Wild 'N Out Girls?
Hey yo,
I don't know where these came from.
Hey, why did Trev say that like it was a new mixtape? Like he dropped 4 mixtapes this year, or 4 albums.
Yo, they
like.
Let me not. I apologize.
Oh man.
Hey, that's what's up.
Hey man,
what was
he was dropping kids like Lil Wayne was dropping mixtapes.
That reminds
back in
me.
Like the early
Shout
2000s.
out to Thunderbolt and Saint Bolt.
Yeah.
Saint Bolt just had kids. His child is named Thunder.
Oh, word. That's fire.
Oh, named
Thunderbolt is that kid's government. His daughter's already named Olympia Lightning Bolt.
Sorry, they all got to be fast.
That's why.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You look. They set him up for. He set him up for that. Yeah. I like that, yo. I like when like superstar athletes set up their kids.
But I can't imagine being the teacher in a role, and then like you're looking down names and you're like Thunderbolt.
Hey yo, you know
he gotta be fast. He cannot be slow.
He has no choice. Like he has no choice. Like he can't be slow.
The funniest thing.
Like he has to have
cash money. There's kids out there named Hennessy. There's worse teachers.
Bro, we not talking like that. That's different. We talking about
charity that ain't never gave a dime.
Oh man. Oh, terrible. Man. Hey, y'all know what Steph Curry named his son?
As long as it's not AXII2 or whatever Elon named his.
As long as it's not a type of curry.
Nah. Cannon.
Cannon.
He has no choice but to be a shooter. Oh man. He got no choice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he gotta shoot. Like got to. You can't have a name like Cannon and then your dad be Steph Curry and you can't shoot the basketball. Like what?
I mean, he'll learn to shoot like his dad.
He has no choice now. His name is canon. Like he got no choice. What options does he have?
Oh, also,
It's
The
either that or
Last
be like a
Dance
sharpshooter.
Came out during the pandemic.
What
Greatest
came out?
documentary of 2020. The Last Dance.
Oh, The Last Dance. Absolutely. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was a pandemic drop.
That was a moment.
That
a
was,
moment
yo.
in 2020.
Trying
That
to think.
was. And all the memes and all of the TikToks and everything.
Actually, also 2020. Shout out to the return of weekly releases. As somebody who thinks binge fatigue is a thing, and I don't like binging,
Exactly.
weekly
I agree with
releases
that.
made a comeback.
I
Yes.
appreciate that a lot. It's honestly because Netflix is still dropping. Well, they're doing some weekly releases, but their bigger stuff they're dropping the whole season. I don't want to watch it.
Sorry.
What the comments?
Oh,
We don't
man.
want that. Nah, not for the annual. Not for the one annual. We'll see.
That's gonna be a different. That's gonna be
Yeah.
a different stream. Yo, we might have to have another community stream for sports, just because that was hilarious.
The Gumbo sports taking off more than the blurred stuff. Sometimes I'm starting to feel
Bruh,
like
it's the
gotta do that.
playoffs. Do you know how great these NBA playoffs have been? Like
Been
it's
amazing.
hard. It's been wonderful to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we
like
can
the
get Ben
bubble,
Simmons
too.
on the
That was-
show since he's about to be out of a job.
Oh my god.
Man, Stephen A. put him under with what he came out with. Oh my
Dang,
goodness.
yo,
That man
that's
on blast.
crazy. His shots coming from all over the place.
He said he doesn't
Still,
work.
and he
doesn't
took more
listen.
attempts.
It's baby.
Every one of those shots is another attempt he didn't take. If he would have shot the ball, we wouldn't be here.
Man.
Yikes!
Yo, this is wild. I love it. Let's go.
I'm brilliant. Any other
Yeah.
shows? Did we talk about films?
Films that came out.
What film did I?
I mean, the Snyder Cut came out. That was great.
True.
Snyder Cut definitely came out.
What
True.
other film came out? What was one of the
What films have I
$30
seen,
films on streaming?
I didn't watch those though.
Judas and the Black Messiah was fire.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
a film too,
Judas and
but
the
I
Black
see. I didn't
Messiah.
have to pay for that. I didn't have to pay for that or the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, that's why I have to think, because I'd be like, yo, films I was watching at home.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I didn't have to pay extra for. It's like all these films coming out on streaming services that I'm already paying for, and I gotta
Yeah.
pay a premium to watch. Like, no, it's over for that. Shout out to capitalism. I mean, y'all can have your thing, but I'm not the one.
I must say, and I must call myself out. I told y'all I was not going back to the movie theater. They couldn't make me do it no matter what. And I've been in the movies like every
You've been the first one. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. Like,
every week. I'm buying
I'm
popcorn.
gonna go watch Zola.
Huh?
I'm gonna go watch Zola. I feel like that's gonna be fun to see in theaters.
You know what? I want to see it too because I don't remember all of the story. And I told myself I wasn't going to give myself a refresher because it's been years since she wrote that thread. I'm not going to do a refresher. I'm just going to go in the movie and just expect a ghetto hot mess and thoroughly enjoy it. That was crazy. I remember a little bit of stuff, but oh, thank you, Ducky Momo.
appreciate that, Ducky.
Yeah.
That makes us feel nice.
Preach.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Dog, that was a moment. That was a moment.
It was a moment. It
I
was
still
a
haven't
moment
watched
that I enjoyed, but
I saw it in theater and I feel like it was way too much movie. It should have just been Godzilla versus Kong. They could have saved Mecha Godzilla for another film.
I've been
It
telling.
was just too like
spoiled. It's too late.
oh dang.
No. Go
you didn't watch
ahead.
it?
I'm out of.
Oh,
I'm way late anyway.
they did way too much in the
I
movie,
got
man.
to let
And,
this.
like, yeah.
Well, I won't give you no more, but it should have been two films. That's how two films and they put everything in there. With that being said, I saw it in theaters and it was thoroughly enjoyable. A lot of action.
Was it?
they should have took the people out, and it would have been fine.
It was too many people. Yeah, way
It's
too many people.
Too many people. Don't care about
And
him.
I feel like Kong, they made him too much like a regular person.
Huh?
It's like I saw no, like he didn't seem like an animal. He just seemed like a giant dude.
I think I understand what JBM is trying to say.
He didn't seem like a gorilla, man. He was just like a regular old man trying to mind his business.
They should have made it like They should have made it like Predator, that first Predator movie. But it's like, but for whatever reason, Godzilla just pulls up on Skull Island, and like they just
he's
shoot
already there on Skull Island.
What, Godzilla?
Remember what happened?
No.
Don't worry
That's what
about
I'm
it.
saying. This is not the story. This is not what happened in the movie. That's what I'm saying. Hypothetically, what should have happened is not Kong, but Godzilla should have just pulled up on Skull Island. They should have shot the fade for like an hour and 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then that would have been a great movie because it's like he's on his home turf. You know, like just
see him go away and heal
Stallone
for a minute.
I'm not Stallone, but Schwarzenegger was like run through the jungle, like trying to like use the jungle against like to his advantage. Like that could have been Godzilla Kong, man. It would have been fire.
Hey, I'm with it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I think, although Lou didn't see the Snyder Cut, what the Snyder Cut did was made the heroes more godlike. Like they were, in my opinion, a little too regular in the DC, or they're too regular in the DCEU. But the Snyder Cut made them all gods. That's what Godzilla versus Kong needs.
Yeah.
Like
I would agree with that.
Just too human.
How does a 7-year-old teach a gorilla sign language?
That's not what happened. And stop telling Lou what happened in the movie.
Why was that even in the movie?
What was this?
That's
Like,
how it happened.
really? They gonna make that type of connection? I was just like, all right.
That's not how it happened in the movie. So Lou, he didn't even get the facts right. So we're not gonna spoil
that one I do plan on eventually getting around to. So, when the time comes.
That's hilarious. I'm trying
Appreciate that the happy anniversary wishes.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. I think we talked about this show in a low-key fire, but I don't think we reviewed it as a group on the show. There's a show on Epix called War of the Worlds. It started last year. The first season finished during after we launched, but I didn't talk about it too much because it wasn't just a group thing. But season 2 came out. And well, first, it's nothing like the film. It's nothing like the book. It is a War of Worlds, a sci-fi action thriller. Definitely some aliens involved. But it's a crazy show, and I encourage anybody to watch it. Season 2 started off with a bang. I just finished episode 3 today, and it's crazy.
Speaking of low-key fire from 2020, Tribes of Europa.
Oh yeah, Netflix. That's definitely something definitely to go check out.
Like takes place in 2074. Society just completely broke down. People spread out in their own little tribal units or whatever. And that's the premise.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to say too much.
Lupin is also dope.
Oh yeah.
Part 2 just came out recently.
Yeah, part 2 just came out.
I haven't seen part 2. I gotta check that out.
What did you say?
Lupin.
Oh, Lupin. Okay. I didn't finish part 1. Sorry.
I still love that they made this classic French literature person like a 6'2" African man.
Right.
With every Jordan 1 available.
Right. And they also make it make sense. They don't just like make him black and ignore it. They're like, oh yeah, this whole setup is because people don't be paying attention to black guys when they're in the service world.
Yeah.
It wouldn't peep it.
Ain't nobody gonna peep me if I'm this janitor. That's what they expected anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Take advantage.
Soul was like cool. Soul was cool.
Soul was
almost great.
I like
Soul
was on.
Yeah.
That was a special.
I forgot that came out.
I'm still upset about the ending. Although I understand the message in it, I just felt like, the black man deserved to get his moment and be happy. Like he had his moment and he died instantly. That don't bother y'all. I'm still upset.
Wait, what?
In Soul. Like immediately after the thing, he went to whatever the place was called. He fell through the pothole and then boom, that's it.
Astroplane.
No, that's the beginning of the movie.
That's the whole. That's the opening.
I'm bothered by that. Yes, I have been ever since.
But like by the end of the movie,
by the end, we don't even know what he found. Yeah, I get it, but I don't know. I felt like Black people should be able to be on TV and achieve their dreams and be happy. And it kind of made me sad that he still wasn't satisfied.
I think it was one of those like there is no secret ingredient things, and he always had what he needed. However, my problem with Soul is by making 22 voiced by a white lady, I feel like the movie was apologetically Black. Like it was super Black, but I feel like it was apologetically so. And the movie gains a level of gravitas if it was a Black child, especially when you consider like those statistics where it's like a Black child having one Black teacher over the course of their education significantly increases their chances of graduating high school. And it's like, yo, what if this soul was stuck in the great beyond for years and years because just they never have a Black teacher? Except no, it was Tina Fey, and they fully acknowledged she sounds like a middle-aged white lady. And since it was coded that way, I was like, it like steps back from everything else that is super Black. Still solid, but I feel like it was apologetic in its Blackness for that reason.
Maybe if it wasn't Tina Fey and it was, someone else, I wouldn't feel how strongly as I feel. But I wanted him to live for him and achieve his dream, and like the freaking Disney princesses ending happily ever after. Why the Black man can't have that? That wasn't.
I don't know if he ended unhappy.
Yeah, I thought he was actually happy at the
end. What? That's like what
with his life.
It's not enough.
He realized the value. Like he was placing absolutely no value in the life that he had. Like
he was searching for the wrong thing.
Yeah, like everything he needed to be happy was like around him, and that's what he couldn't see.
Yeah. So if he would have lived, it would have ended up being a horror.
He would have died unhappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he just started living also.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna stop chasing this clout and look at what I got. Actually talk to my barber.
That made me sad. I felt bad for the barber.
Yeah, because he was going through his whole life not caring about anything or anyone else in his life except for his pursuit of being like a great jazz pianist.
I'm just like, okay, how come he couldn't learn to appreciate those things and become a great jazz pianist? Like, why did it feel like a choice?
He is a great jazz pianist. He didn't realize he was a great jazz pianist because he was so caught up in the idea of what a great jazz pianist is supposed to live.
Yeah, and what a great jazz pianist is in 2020, I feel like that's
basically what he's doing. Like,
right, unless you're doing concert jazz, and concert jazz has drifted far from the type of jazz he was playing. Which is why it was so weird, because he got to play, and then they were like, all right, what happens now? Like, I'm waiting for the big thing. And he's like, we come back and
you just keep doing it. That's
it.
Maybe I need to watch it again because I don't know. I wasn't happy with it. I never have been. But I'll watch it again and give it a second chance. Also, Disney Plus in this Premiere Access. I don't care. I'm not paying for it. I did it once because my grandma made me pay for Mulan, but I'm not doing it again.
Oh, yeah. If Mulan was the one I did it for, I definitely wouldn't do it again. I don't do it again anyway, but if I went out of limit and paid $30 and that's the movie I got, I would have been like, yeah, this is trash.
Well, my grandmother, it was either, if it wasn't COVID, I'd have spent more than $30 taking her to see it in the theater anyway. So I lost on that.
Yeah, that's what Disney's entire bet was. I'm like, nah, it's not the same
thing. Not when Warner Brothers is giving us 4 weeks or 3 weeks full access.
Okay, Trev giving us updates on the NBA draft, the lottery.
Oh yeah, that is
happening right now. I'm assuming. I forgot that is today. It's
so they're making a trade for something there.
Remember the Luka?
I hope. I'm assuming they're going to try to build around Siakam because And he's like the youngest and a good superstar that they got. Potential superstar.
Wait,
I
the
don't
draft
know if
happens
he's got.
during the season?
Hmm?
The draft happens during the season? It's not
Oh,
always.
it's technically the postseason, so
I mean, it's still
And
season.
the NBA draft it doesn't have the same hype that the NFL draft has per se. But it still has more hype than like the MLB draft, which
yeah.
its own strange thing.
The off seasons basically starts once the trade deadline, like once the off season trades begin in the NBA. Cause like after the draft, like you got to send the players. They start practicing, then they go to summer league, and you have to develop them. So you got to they got a season. They got to you got to put them on the back burner, let them cook, let them get right for the pros. But in the meantime, you got to start making moves as a franchise to get more superstar players. Like, what do you need to win the championship? And that's where like all the hype is in the NBA. It's like who's going where in the off season.
What team will be assembled that can beat a healthy Brooklyn?
Exactly. That's
the
the
race.
Who's going to win the championship, and then what players do we need to get to our franchise in order to beat that team in the playoffs next year?
Actually, Lou, I had a question for you. Did you watch 30 Coins?
No.
Heard about it?
No. Tell me more.
I'm not gonna lie, I just assumed you might have heard about it, but it was a sci-fi show on HBO Max that's filmed in Spanish.
Oh.
It's a sci-fi. It's about it came out not too long after Lovecraft Country, and people were trying to compare it, even though it's not too similar, but it's basically like Latino magic, like fighting monsters, that jazz, and a little bit of demonic stuff involved. So I just wanted to know if you had seen it.
That sounds dope though.
Yes, it's called 30 Coins or 30 Monedas. And it is a Spanish mystery horror television series. I don't think it was on HBO. I think it was an HBO Max exclusive. And one season is out right now.
Yo, shout out to HBO in general for like putting Black people and Latino people on and not making a big deal about it, because
exactly
they've been giving people the keys heavy the past 2 years.
Exactly. And not making any big commercial push or fuss about it. Like it's just great. They're just doing it. Like
I have a little bit of a complaint about that. I feel like if they're gonna, spend all these money on these shows, then spend a couple of dollars on a commercial, get people over there. I feel like I don't really see too many advertisements for HBO Max at all. I think we should see more of them, especially since they have such great content. I'm happy they're giving people the chance, but also like let people know that this is the thing.
That also reminds me, on HBO Max, Infinity Train Book 3 was fire. Infinity Train Book 4 was okay. And what else have I watched on HBO Max? And I'm like, yo, they have a decent content. HBO Max overall came out during the pandemic, didn't it?
Yeah, they dropped a lot of heat. Like it's a lot of good stuff on HBO Max.
A lot
like,
of
they
stuff
don't promote.
2020.
I agree with Amani on that. Like, I mean, they do need to do a better job of promoting the content that they have. But at the same time, I can't appreciate the fact that like on the diversity front and inclusion front, like they're just doing the job. You know what I'm saying? Like but they do need to promote their content.
Like there are some shows that I can say the same of both HBO Max and HBO itself. HBO only really gives commercials to stuff like Game of Thrones. Like if you're not that big, you're not getting a commercial. But I feel like they just should do a little bit more. Like there's like the Nevers. If it weren't for y'all, I would not know this show exists. I just would not.
You just told me something else existed I did not know existed, so I feel it.
There's so much great content, but they don't tell anybody. I keep wanting to mention Chernobyl, but didn't that come out in 2019? That was not a COVID.
Yeah, that was 19.
Yeah, that was
19.
pre-COVID.
That was fire.
Now,
HBO just has a lot of good content.
Earth to Ned came out 2020, I believe.
I still haven't watched that.
I keep telling
I watched
you.
the first episode and then it was like,
How'd you
I
feel?
don't know. I didn't dislike it, but I was like, okay, maybe I'll come back to this. I
It
was
never came
very
back.
nope, very middle of the road on it. Like, okay, that wasn't a bad experience.
Yeah, it's just an off the chain show. I haven't seen anything like it in a while. Earth to Ned, Space Ghost meets
Won't
Muppets.
get me. There was one more thing. I know I talked about it here, and I can't remember the name to save my life. But there's a show on Netflix dedicated to what animals look like on other planets. Like scientists got together and just made up.
That sounds like a you show.
It was really good, and I know I talked about it, but the name escapes me. Is a documentary about animals that theoretically may or may not exist. Oh, the name escapes me. I'm having a brain fart. I guess I'll have to talk about it. I know I talked about it on the show once or twice.
Was it
Hey,
more
I
than
have no idea what
animals?
you're
Was
talking
it
about.
like the terrain and environment also?
Is it like,
'Cause I
did they
might
set it
have-
up
I
like
might
how
have
they
seen
had
it.
like, you know how they do those dinosaur shows where they go into like those different time periods and they just CGI everything into some
Yes.
hypothetical
So what they did was
scenario?
they chose like different planets and like they know about what like gases are on it and what the environment is like, and then they designed like what animals they think could live there.
You know what? Yeah, I saw that, Imani.
We talked about it. I
Yes,
know
we
I'm not
did.
crazy.
We did. Yeah.
No, I totally believe this exists.
It's called Alien Worlds.
Yes, yeah.
Easy.
Alien
There's
World.
one season, and I
Netflix.
promise you, they really like every episode is on a different planet, and they designed what they think these
It was wild.
creatures might look. It's wild, like the fact that and it's based on like, for example, there's a planet that has some crazy gases, and they had this black scientist, a woman. I forget the type of scientist that she is, but she was on some like desert that had gaseous oasis. She was just standing in the middle of it, like, wow, this is so great. I
Like
couldn't imagine what type
like
of
Neil deGrasse Tyson does on all his like Star
In the cosmos.
Cosmos
yes. And
episodes.
she's just standing there and she's like, even though this is toxic to people, like she had her gas mask on, talking all soft and stuff, even though like most you would think animals can't live here, but look. And then like she'd pull out her little microscope, or they would just zoom into something and you would see little things crawling around. She was like, now just imagine. And then they'll span off to the sky, and then they'll take you boom into the CGI on a planet, and they're showing you a whole bunch of made up animals. It was crazy. It's called Alien Worlds. I suggest y'all check it out. All of it is theoretical, so I mean, I can't say that you're seeing real stuff, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. That and then
Definitely.
the octopus documentary. Those were good ones. I was going through a lot, and so I needed to
keep
keep
seeing
it.
that, and I never watch it. But yeah,
My octopus teacher.
yeah.
It's about I believe he was a filmmaker who was just doing some snorkeling, some diving, and became friends with an octopus and went out to see her daily, and to film her and interact with her, and it basically takes you from the beginning to the end of their journey. It was very nice.
End of their journey, so like the movie ends and the octopus dies or something.
Well, yes, female octopus die after their eggs hatch. They mate one time. They stay in their burrow. They take care of their eggs. They don't eat. They don't do anything. And once their eggs hatch and they finally feel comfortable, because they don't take care of their kids, they're bad parents in that sense. Once they finally leave the burrow, because they're so weak, they usually get eaten by something else.
So they starve themselves to birth their babies.
Yes. And then, but once the babies hatch, they're like, all right, I'm done with you. And so they don't die because they are weak. They could like eat and take care of themselves, but most of them are eaten by predators afterwards because they're so weak and they can't defend themselves and run fast.
got some room for growth.
Hey, but you
Yeah,
told me an octopus was running fast even without kids. You would have been telling me something special.
Not running, but you know, I'm just sorry. I'm asking.
Appreciate that, Tyler. Okay.
I think that's.
I think that's all I got.
No, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fought. That was great to watch.
Yeah.
Versus.
Versus has been fun.
That's been a
versus
thing.
Has been. Mm-hmm.
My favorite one is still Beanie Man versus Bounty Killer, where they were in Jamaica. They were together for the first time in Jamaica, and they were so loud the police showed up, tried to shut it down. That was a very great night. I think, that one is number one for me. Also, one that was slept on was you said Redman Method Man was good?
Mm-hmm. That was like a real nice hip hop show.
They was just. It didn't feel like a versus. I feel like Method Man and Redman were just hanging out. They was chilling.
Really was. It was like that. The Erykah Badu, and who did she go up against?
Jill Scott.
It
was love.
That first one. Yeah, it was all love there. It was just like they was just enjoying each other.
That's how it should be.
I appreciated the T-Pain Lil Jon one because they was dropping knowledge darts. They was throwing knowledge darts everywhere. When I found out that bed squeak sound is actually a rocking chair.
Yes, it was a chair he had in the studio that was squeaky.
All these songs.
Yo, what?
Man, it was a rocking chair.
That rocking chair made waves. You hear me?
It did. I also ain't know T-Pain was only 16 when he hit the scene.
16.
Shout out to Bear the Teenagers.
Man,
that's wild.
Grown middle schoolers. He was grown in middle school.
The only verses that was a real battle where there was some. Well, there were two that felt a little drama-y. Brandy versus Monica. There was a little tension in there.
That was just awkward.
That one almost ain't happened.
That was awkward, yo.
Yeah.
And then
that was awkward.
Yeezy versus Gucci Mane.
That was the most.
It was a rough night. I was concerned.
Oh, let's keep it together. Let's keep it together. KIT, keep it together.
When Gucci Mane wrote a diss track for the battle, I was like, oh, Gucci, this type of night.
Oh man.
So who y'all think won that battle?
I'm gonna give it to Gucci Mane.
I can't say. I only watched the highlights that popped up on Twitter.
No, Jeezy chose better songs. It was Jeezy. Gucci Mane was a little erratic. He was yelling a lot. So I'll give it to Jeezy on the songs. But as far as in the moment, I was afraid for Jeezy. I put your homie in the dirt. He gone. You can't do nothing about it. That was Gucci's energy the whole night. I was concerned, but everybody made it out alive.
That's wild.
Yeah. They made money together that night, so
I hope so. I heard Soulja Boy versus Bow Wow is in the works.
That's gonna be nothing but comedy.
That will be hilarious.
That's nothing but comedy.
Yeah.
What is going on with Soulja Boy? Y'all see these
first
videos?
Of all, Soulja Boy's first
hilarious.
rapper to do anything and everything, which is that is hilarious, bro.
He Drake on his home floor.
Word for word, bar for bar.
Y'all see the meme where the guy is in the bathroom and he's like, I was the first, and then Soulja Boy pops in the middle, man, what's this? And the guy runs out of his bathroom. They did it like Bloody Mary, but instead
I saw that.
I was the first, and Soulja Boy just go pop up and start yelling at you.
I saw that.
That's gonna be a good one. I'm thoroughly excited. I hope it's not on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I want to see it. It's gonna be good though.
Man.
Right.
Oh, I also watched the first season of Wu-Tang: An American Saga over COVID, which had come out before COVID, but that show fire.
Word.
Season 2 dropping. Wu-Tang: An American Saga on Hulu.
Yeah.
It mythologizes the Wu-Tang origin.
Yeah, it's got the actor from it's the kid actor. He's like in his early 20s, I want to say. Who plays RZA?
Oh, wait, who plays RZA? RZA was old boy who was in what's that movie? Moonlight.
Yeah, Moonlight. I'm thinking Blue Moon. I'm drinking Blue Moon.
And then it also got Shamik Moore in it.
Yeah, Shamik Moore. Yeah.
Oh man.
Is he Raekwon in that? Is that right?
The chef.
I want to say yes. They haven't come into Woo yet. They recorded Into the 36 Chambers toward the end of the season, but like nobody knows who made it.
Okay.
Is Dave East in that?
Who?
Dave East?
Dave East? Yes. But
Method Man, right?
Yes.
Okay. I might have to check it out. I have so many shows I need to watch. I'm still trying to read these books. Yo, I made it to like page 50 on Dune. We out here.
Uh-oh.
I forgot you was trying to read that.
No,
Hey, that's wild.
I'm doing. I told you I was gonna finish the book before the movie came out. I have to finish the book, and then I'm gonna watch the original and the first movie.
You're doing a lot.
What?
I mean, I appreciate the effort, but
so now I have no.
I don't know if you're gonna feel like it's all worth it.
That's not important. I said I was gonna do it, so I have to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting some really great sleep off of reading this book.
Wait.
But I'm reading it. That's what matters.
So I'm getting some great sleep off of reading this book.
Hold on. What else was it you said he was going to finish?
Listen, you do too much. You do too much. You do too much.
That's not going to happen.
We're not talking about that right now. I'm on Doom time right now, okay?
Doom time.
But I will finish that because I do want to watch The Bad Batch. But I've been told I need to not only watch Clone Wars, I have to watch Rebels too. I'm not even considering Rebels.
No, you don't.
I feel like you can follow Bad Batch without all of that because I ain't watch all that. I'm sure I'm missing like undertones. But
yeah.
You get.
Yeah.
So I don't have to watch Rebels.
No, you don't have to watch Rebels at all.
Okay, well now I'm even closer to the Bad Batch. Look, that is not however many seasons that has.
No, this takes place before Rebels. There's no, you don't need to watch Rebels. That might spoil some things, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Because this takes place like immediately after season 7 of the Clone Wars. Like I would say, watch season 7 if you want to watch the first arc of season 7 of the Clone Wars. That way you'll have the introduction to the Bad Batch. Other than that, I don't think you need to watch.
I haven't seen season 7 of the Clone Wars in entirety. I jumped.
You really watch the last episode of season 7 if you want to.
Well, no, because that I would say that that first arc is because that's where the Bad Batch are introduced into the franchise officially, and so like if you want to just see how they introduced that's really the only part of season 7 that you would need to watch. I would say, but I mean the show does a good job of introducing you to the characters anyway, so it is kind of standalone, but it is a part of the Clone Wars. It's a continuation. In
general, I feel like shows, because we spoil with the internet age, nobody jump in anymore. There's certain shows I feel like you could just jump in like Double Dutch and go back and find the stuff you want if you there. Like when people be like, I don't want to start One Piece, I'm like, yo, don't start One Piece from episode 1. I would never recommend that. Yo, jump in, pick an arc, jump in. You like the crap, you could go back, you could go forward, but you don't gotta do this in perfect order.
I said I would, and now I feel like I have. Same with the book. Just because I said I would do it, now I got to do it because people were doubting me. So I'm gonna do it.
Who's people?
These.
Yeah, I didn't believe you were gonna finish watching the Clone Wars. I never believed
actually
that.
Supporting, I was in your corner.
Okay. Support and belief is two different things.
Hey,
Wow.
See?
publicly, I supported you.
Not
I
public.
mean,
And then
shoot,
the
I mean, I'm here for it. I hope
The
she
chat
does.
has
I don't
not
believe that she
believed
will,
me
but
in
like that'd be
June at
cool.
all. Sorry, Coop.
Huh? No. You good? You good?
I was saying the chat has not believed in me and Dune at all. So now I have no choice. I have to finish the book and I got to watch the movie just because they don't believe in me.
I'm sorry they put you through that.
It's cool. I'm just not gonna say I'm gonna do something anymore unless I really want to do it, or I'm gonna
I was
just
about
do
to say that this was
no more announcements.
Nobody pressured her into making this commitment.
I did it to myself, and then they didn't believe in me, and I had to follow through. So I just won't make.
Wait. I want to know if you followed through on. Have we had your whole Alien episode yet?
No.
That's the one I want to see.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
I've been getting pressured, but I didn't say when I was going to do it. I put times on these other two. I just said that one was going to happen.
We've got congressional hearings on these aliens.
I know, right? We're supposed to have that. When is that? Like
that's already going, I think, or maybe soon.
Is it this week or next week? It should be soon.
I don't understand government. No more.
Oh, the announcements.
Hey man, it's all theatrical.
They supposed to tell us whether or not the aliens or the UPFs or whatever the rebranding,
I think.
whatever the
UAIs.
UFOs have been rebranded as are real or not or whatever. I don't care.
At this point, I'll believe the aliens when I see them. I don't even know if I want to believe the government because all this time they didn't want to tell us about the aliens. Now all of a sudden they got news. It's lies.
All they're gonna do is be
tactics.
like, all they're gonna do is be like, oh, we don't know what it is. Increase the military budget. Then we can find out.
Hey,
That's all that's gonna happen. I promise you.
yeah, we can tell you.
Just
Increase the budget.
if aliens are real, I already told y'all I don't have no beef with y'all. I respect y'all, and if y'all want to spare me from whatever you got planned, I greatly appreciate it. Matter of fact, take me with you. I could be a liaison.
I don't know, man. From what I understand, anybody
alone.
that goes with the aliens, they come back crazy.
Aliens
I'm already
looking
crazy.
like, please, y'all ain't worth our time.
I'm already crazy. I bad enough.
It's
I
like,
believe.
this is Earth. I mean, Earth is ghetto. They don't want to come here.
I don't think they want to either.
If you
That
got a
happened over
spaceship,
the pandemic too. You heard that Earth is the ghetto song?
it is. It is though. Like, bro, if you got a spaceship, why would you come to Earth? Like, why would you come here?
Y'all gotta hear that song some random person made on one of them social media sites. It's a bop.
Earth is
the ghetto. I wanna leave.
Did it have a James Brown sample to it? I know
That's
who made
more. That's more
something.
to the point.
Sound like something.
That's more to the point, man. You got a space shuttle. Why would you come here? We trying to build a space program so we can leave this planet. And like, why would an alien try to come here?
This song is so popular; it has covers.
Look at that.
Wow, I will.
It was a bop.
But yes, Earth is very ghetto.
That's wild. Anyways, so are we gonna do this last topic, or are we gonna push this thing to another episode?
What time is it? It's 9:19.
That topic is the rest of the movies, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Tell me you watched the Wolverine, so we can.
I did not.
Put this to
But
rest.
I concede. I will concede because I didn't watch it.
Share screen. Let's do it right now.
Have you seen these rankings, Lou? This is good.
I have not.
Oh man,
Lou, we have been slowly but surely ranking all of the. Let me zoom in, and then we'll just go down the list a bit. We have been slowly but surely ranking all of the Marvel films. We first did MCU, then we did Fox films, and then we made a third list of just everything else. We last week combined the Marvel films and the Fox films into one nice long list. And now we just got to add the rest of these in there. So this is some stuff, some other stuff.
No guy overly rehash it, but I am like my far left opinion is I am a defender of the 2015 Fantastic Four.
Oh, they crapped on 2015.
I see it at the bottom, and I'm like, well, damn.
The only
The whole Electra, that's wild.
I think not only is it the worst, but I put the 2003 Hulk movie over Fantastic Four from 2015 because at least the Hulk was the Hulk for a considerable amount of that film. The 2015 Fantastic Four was like 50 minutes of science fair.
I mean, so I do think it's not top tier. I just want to put it at the bottom. If you talk about other cuts I want the Trank cut of F4 because when Fox came and like the last 20% is a left turn. However, in general, I feel like that was the direction to go with the Fantastic Four because the Marvel Universe, in my opinion, has outgrown the Fantastic Four. So making it like a horror story about family was something I was like, yo, I'm here for this. I'm here for this. Then they woke up. And when Reed wakes up captured, I'm like, okay, this shit went far left. But until that point, I was like, I'm digging this direction.
But it wasn't scary.
I didn't watch it, so my vote was Nolan Boyd.
Excuse me. If there is another version, Lou, I would like to see it. I would give that a watch, no arguments, because anything has to be better than what they gave us.
I still feel like the 2003 Hulk movie was the worst movie I've one version.
Yeah, I also like.
I saw it like
X3 is not at the bottom of the X-Men movies.
Somebody feels me over here. How about the first two X-Men movies? Where would you rank them?
I mean, they're in the white ballpark of things. It's just X3 was.
So here's our
bad movie in almost every way.
You talking about The Last Stand?
Yes, I cannot. So when I was at Purdue, they had this thing called the Silver Loop Challenge, where you go to Purdue's like bookstore and you get what's called a fun pop, where whatever size you get, it is 1/3 liquor and the rest soda, and you have to finish the whole thing before the bus gets back to where it started. I did that joint with a 32 ounce, and my liquor of choice was Ray and Nephew. And I was so drunk, I was like, maybe X-Men 3 is good while I'm drunk. It still wasn't good at all. I was like, this is still a waste of time. And I am not in my right state of mind.
Hold up. You said 1/3 of the cup was the alcohol of your choice?
Yes.
So you drank about 11 ounces of Ray and Nephew?
And X3 still wasn't good.
Forget that. You drank 11 ounces of Ray and Nephew.
Yes, I did.
Sitting down.
Yes, the last like 1/4 of that cup was absolutely miserable. But
I believe it.
It was like Purdue has a billion drinking challenges that most of which I didn't partake, and it was whatever they call that week is between finals and graduation, and I was like, I'm gonna indulge in this one thing. And yeah, I was gone. I drove my car to campus on the bus. Winton drove me back to my apartment.
I believe it. Alrighty. Back to, you were talking about X3. I wanted to show you our original ranking of the Fox series, but JBM did some fighting last week, and so when we were combining the Marvel ranking with the MCU ranking with the Fox ranking, there were some adjustments made. There were some tweaks. So this
putting the Wolverine above all the X-Men movies.
Man, there's some stuff where it's like on that Fox list, there's some bad movies and there's some mediocre movies. Like I thought X-Men Apocalypse was incredibly mediocre, didn't move, but I am actively against the Hulk as a movie. I'm actively against The Last Stand as a movie. I'm actively against like those things shouldn't exist. X-Men Origins Wolverine also should not exist. Yeah, like that's why I was like, you grouped the Fox ones at the bottom. Okay, I wasn't here for all that, but there's some that I feel like bottom out whatever millions they made
Did I
is
lose it? Hold up. Did I lose it? I'm sorry. Y'all keep talking. I didn't mean to cut you off.
whatever.
I don't know. What are you looking for?
The list. I just had it up and I can't find it.
You had it up a second ago.
I did.
Isn't that it?
No.
It was the full list, and then it had the Blade Through Hope 2003 on the right side.
Okay, it's not this one. It's not this one.
Oh wow, we got deleted in real time.
Is it to the right? Because
Is
I
that
know
it?
it was
That's
like
it.
further to the right
Isn't
on the
that
sheet.
it?
No,
that
this was our first
Scroll
initial
down. Oh, is it?
Is it?
Scroll up.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
Scroll up.
I was so-
Scroll up.
I got scared. I apologize, Lou. We keep cutting you off from talking about Last Stand and how horrible it was.
Yo, this is the entire movie. Jean Grey wakes up, kills everybody. Wolverine kills Jean Grey. There's not any more complexity to that. The deaths aren't even cool to look at. They hyped that Pyro Iceman fight the entire movie, and then they just like shot a beam at each other for 10 minutes. And there's not much more to say about the movie. And I was like, yo, maybe it at least looks cool. I'm super drunk. It's on TV. No. I felt like I still wasted my time while I was incapacitated and not. I also drank like 80 ounces of water while watching that movie and was like, nothing is making this movie any better.
I voted for all three of those films to be.
That was the first movie I ever went to as a kid and like walked out and was like, that movie was trash.
I'm screaming.
Like when you're a kid, everything is good.
Kid.
Space Jam was a quality movie when I was a kid. I walked out of X3 and was like, that wasn't good.
Let's see.
Yeah.
But for the most, we mostly agreed that the MCU in general was far superior, which is why the majority of the Fox films are at the bottom. I think the only ones that made it, Logan made it top 10. I think that's it.
I'd say the 90s cartoon did the Phoenix Saga better than the Phoenix Saga because the Phoenix Saga is actually a trash comic. It was like a popular moment, but man, that story is so screwed up. X-Men is some wacky comics, bro. Stuff don't make sense.
I'm wondering if that's why they're taking their time with it in the MCU because they have it.
Yeah,
I feel like we're not going to get it for a while. They even pushed
that whole franchise is tainted.
I hope they do it right though. I mean, I grew up on the animated show, so I didn't watch or read the comics.
I didn't read most of them either. You know why? Because it don't make. As soon as I see something that don't make sense, I bail. There's this whole podcast called Jay and Miles Explain the X-Men, and I know several people whose tie to X-Men lore is they've just listened to hundreds of episodes of that and just heard how wild X-Men is in general. But like I read the Phoenix Saga and it is weird and creepy, and the Phoenix Force only became a thing like as an after effect to correct whatever they did when they brainwashed Jean Grey and made her another mutant's like slave wife. And then Charles Xavier, it's strange. Like it's the thing they keep going back to in the original story was nonsensical. But
I feel like we got a split now. That all the X movies should be at the bottom of this list.
I mean, they mostly are. The only one that's up there is Logan. Everything else is lower down. I have a feeling this list today is going to be, there's going to be some things slid into the middle, and then for the most part, everything else is going down.
How y'all feel about Blade being above? Blade taking the number 3 spot.
Nope.
No.
What?
No.
No.
You've lost it. I don't like
Absolutely
how this is
not.
going already. You wildin'. No.
No.
That easy?
No.
There's no way.
Ooh, I feel like I'm back and forth about it.
Now,
Blade?
I will say I would prefer to watch Blade right now over if I had to choose between Blade or Infinity War. I'm choosing Blade. However,
He said number 3.
He said number 3. That's Black Panther.
I'm not addressing it because it's madness. But I don't think Blade is better than Infinity War. I just would rather watch it right now. But I don't think it's better. But no. Also, if for those who don't know, Wesley Snipes got to pick between Black Panther or Blade, and he chose Blade.
That's right.
At the time,
that's a Wesley Snipes move right there.
I mean, at the time, I feel like that was the proper move.
Yeah.
I feel like Blade, the movie Blade, I can watch more than the movie The Black Panther.
Nah, not this guy.
I couldn't either.
I
think the only movie.
Blade
what did you say?
Like the last time you watched Blade,
like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe.
I feel I just don't think it's better than the top 5. I would be comfortable. I'm watching Blade before I'm watching the first Avengers movie. Y'all know how I felt about yeah. Maybe even I would put it above Homecoming. I would watch Blade before Spider-Man Homecoming.
I would too.
Coop hasn't seen Homecoming yet, so I don't know what type of opinion you gonna have.
What are you waiting on?
I'd slide it above Logan, but also, I'd slide it above Logan, but also I'm just like full disclaimer. I don't plan on watching Endgame again. And I enjoyed it when I watched it. I was just like, I don't got the time, and it's not giving me like the Lord of the Rings level ish where I'm going back. Like, I enjoyed it when I watched it, and I was like, that was a good thing I did. That was cool. Not gonna do it again.
I agree with you. In fact, I still watch Endgame, but I fast forward all the way to just before Thanos comes down.
I don't even care for the Thanos fight. My favorite part of Endgame was the time travel science. It was the best movie explanation of time travel I've seen. I'm like, yo, that was dope. Everything else, I was like, but I see how it all comes together. Huh?
Once they actually travel, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I don't. But it was still epic, though, and that's why it's up there. But you would watch Guardians of the Galaxy before Blade?
Yeah.
I would, too.
I would.
I think Logan is the only.
I watched Blade.
Honestly,
Guardians.
Logan is the only one I would put it above.
Logan. So what's that? So that's your vote, Coop, at number 9.
So
I would put it in the 9 spot. Yeah, because I mean I'd still keep Logan in top 10, but it's like the 9 spot for me for Blade.
So I will say, especially with the top part of the list, these movies are so strong that I don't have too much of an argument for Blade being in between like the 5 to 9 spot anyway. If y'all want to push it to 9, I don't have any arguments because it's in great company.
My vote would be number 5. I'd put it above Endgame. That'd be my compromise vote.
We're going to do a deal breaker. It's 4 of us today.
My vote is 9 spot.
I'm in the 9 spot.
Ooh, what you got, Amani?
JBM said put it at number 5.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Damn.
I don't want to do. I still want to put it above the Avengers. I want to put it in number 7 spot. But
number 7. Wow, I'll agree with that then. I'll take 7, but then it's a 2-2 split.
That was about to say, like, that's hard.
So, like,
where?
How about we get like whoever's watching in the comments, break the tie. What or
comments?
Number 9, number. What's that?
Okay, so it's either the 9 spot, the 7 spot, or the 5 spot.
or the 9 or the 7 spot, because I'm
Or 9 or
concede
7. Okay, so concede. The 5th spot's been conceded, so it's 9 or 7.
Hey, look, Ducky Momo out here saying that it don't belong above number 12. So
Yeah, Ducky Momo, I'm ignoring you. First of all, you tried to diss me earlier with the Dune. I didn't talk about it on camera, but I saw it. So, all right.
Oh man.
For time's sake, and because the top is so strong anyway, I'm going to concede to Coop and Lou, and we can put Blade in the number 9 spot.
At least he in the top 10. You know, he in the top 10. He saved Marvel. Blade saved Marvel.
Insert one below. We're gonna take this, copy, and paste. Wow. And then a little crossy cross. Boom. Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, where's it going?
Oh, first Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you got to put that.
whatever the middle is, however many items on this list, just stick it in the middle. Like the movie is as mid as they come.
That's number, it's the 20, the 21, 22 to go right there.
Look at that, right above Iron Man 3. That's where it should go.
I'd rather watch that than Ragnarok.
I agree with you. I would watch Spider-Man before Ragnarok.
Oh, dang.
I don't understand.
As long as I wasn't hearing most of this, so as long as it's in a ballpark, I'm like, whatever.
Coop, how you feeling?
I'd watch it over the Incredible Hulk too. The first Avenger, I'd watch it before the first Avenger.
Where is the?
You keep moving up, JBM.
I know. That's the first Spider-Man. You know.
Coop, how are you feeling?
Where are we? I'm like.
So we're
please zoom in a little bit. I can't see that.
So, it would help if I clicked. Y'all can't see where my mouse is. Lou was saying it should be in between Iron Man 3 and Thor. JBM slowly moved his way on up further and further. I'm not putting it above Doctor Strange. Wherever it is, it has to be below Doctor Strange.
I'm voting 17th spot.
So better than Far From Home.
Wait, I've
yeah.
So Far From Home is the Spider-Man movie I have not seen.
Yes, you saw Homecoming.
Homecoming I've seen. I'm a big fan of Homecoming.
Far From Home is not my favorite.
Let me see.
I don't actually. I agree that it could go above the Incredible Hulk movie, but I would put it after Captain America: The First Avenger. I still watch that movie. That's good. I like I like the Captain America trilogy, honestly. I still watch them, but I like the First Avenger.
I've seen it once, and I tell myself never again.
Oh my gosh. We know we dealing with this area.
I don't understand that shit. I still don't understand why Ragnarok is below the Incredible Hulk. That just doesn't make sense.
I actually agree with that, but I wasn't here, so
I just don't understand, dog.
That's why I'm like,
it's really not that good.
I feel like I had a lot of.
It is not the Incredible Hulk is not that good. It is really not that good.
I lobbied against Ragnarok.
The Incredible Hulk was a good movie.
It's not that.
It was a good movie, but Thor Ragnarok was also a good movie. Thor Ragnarok, like
20. Like,
I think,
oh my goodness, that is.
Marvel had this thing of good movies, and Thor Ragnarok was like, oh, actually, I enjoyed that. That was a good balance of comedy and action.
And they actually they let Thor become Thor. That's where Thor becomes the god of thunder in that movie. I don't understand why I just don't understand.
That's the only part about
Odin sits down. It is like, you don't need the hammer. You are the god of thunder, and then he just goes berserk. Like, no, like I don't understand. Cause like Thor is one of my favorite characters, and that's the only movie in that trilogy that they actually got the character right. And it's not better. The Incredible Hulk is just like, I saw that movie like one time. I was never compelled to see that movie more than once.
You should watch it again. It was good.
It's not. I promise you.
I enjoyed the Incredible Hulk. Edward Norton was
It's
a
better
bomb
than the
Bruce.
2003
He was
version
a
of the
good-
Hulk. All because it's better than the 2003 version of the Incredible Hulk does not mean it's great. It's not. It is not. It is okay. It's fine.
It's a good movie,
It's
man.
a good
Fine.
movie.
That's what I'm saying. It's fine. It's okay. It's not
This is-
top 20 though. Like that's incredible. Like no,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
ranked
not.
them based on like Incredible Hulk. I watched it, stayed awake. Ragnarok, I fell asleep.
This
Wait,
is
so-
why-
Anyway, I said all that to say like Spider-Man is definitely that first Spider-Man movie is better than the Incredible Hulk movie.
so
First
19
Avenger.
spot?
First Avenger.
No, it's not.
Can we
better
get
than First
that?
Avenger. No.
Wow.
19 spot? Can we agree to the 19 spot?
My vote is 19 spot.
That's cool with me.
I mean, by default, I guess we'll take the 19. I'll drop down. You know, Imani, what you saying?
I'm cool with the 19 spot. I'm working with my track
So
pad.
Spider-Man 2 got to be like either right below it or right above it.
I voted for the first Spider-Man to be over Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man 2 is the good movie of that trilogy. And it's not because of Toby. That Doc Ock story,
Yeah.
his entire supporting cast, that movie carried him. I think
So it's either above or below it.
it is.
I'll go for above.
I'm willing to put Spider-Man 2 somewhere in like the mid-teens range. Again, I'm ballparking because I wasn't here most of it. But like my argument for Spider-Man 2 is I think Spider-Man 2 showed you that a superhero movie didn't have to be this campy comic book thing that we were very used to with all the Batman and Superman movies prior. And it was like, yo, we're gonna tell a story with some feels here. And also Doc Ock's gonna be a badass and a tragic character.
Yeah, see, I was voting to have Deadpool lower. So I'm totally cool with Spider-Man 2 taking one of Deadpool's spots.
That's not gonna happen.
What we got?
I'm going to go for 14 then. Put it below the first Deadpool.
14.
I would put Spider-Man 2 over
Beat it.
Deadpool 2.
I would
Yeah,
I would
that's what
agree
I
with
said.
that, but it's not,
Okay,
not
so
over
that's
Deadpool
a-
1.
14 it is.
14.
I can do that. I can do that.
That went better than I thought it'd go.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Excuse my
The
language.
whole row.
Sorry.
Oh man.
Sorry, YouTubers. I apologize for my language, my harsh language. Venom. Where's it going?
I put above Deadpool 2, but that's me.
Somewhere near the Incredible Hulk because I felt just as meh. Like solid movie, cool movie. Do I feel strongly about it?
Would you rather watch Doctor Strange than Venom?
Yes.
Wait. We put Deadpool 2 over Doctor Strange? I don't
That's
remember
what I'm
that.
saying. That's what
I just showed up here late. So
I was on that
How
Deadpool
did that
train.
slide
I
in
was
there?
like,
How did that
"God."
happen?
I don't know how it happened. 2-1 vote. That's how it happened.
I don't remember what was wrong with me. Deadpool 2 shouldn't be over Doctor
I
Strange.
think I was doing like a lot of Deadpool hate, and so it just happened that way.
I don't remember how we came on the Deadpool 2 conclusion. I'll be honest. It was probably just in the heat of the moment.
Deadpool 2.
Yeah, man. For the sake of debate, it was up there.
Nah,
All
because
right.
you had Deadpool like in like the bottom 20. And it was like, nah.
Water balloon
no.
movie.
No.
Okay,
No.
real quick. Where can we move Deadpool to? Deadpool 2 is up too high.
I put it below Ragnarok. Deadpool 2, what was important about it?
Cable?
Cable.
Hey, time out. If we're gauging a Deadpool movie of importance, like we're using the
What I
wrong
mean
metrics.
by default, it's just
There's
didn't
literally
feel like-
nothing important about.
I mean,
the
since
character
I've
of
been here,
Deadpool.
I don't know. I didn't know there were metrics. I thought we were just.
I'm like importance. Deadpool is literally just slapstick. Like
that's what I mean. Water balloon movie. It's just like, why is it up at 15?
But it does it. It's one of the few movies that actually gets the character like actually right.
Maybe that's why.
That's why it's better than like.
That's probably
a
why
lot
it's
of
above
movies.
Ultron. It's above Ultron probably because we're still thoroughly unhappy about
like,
Quicksilver in Ultron.
I just watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I'm like, I enjoyed that movie. It was fun. Deadpool 2, I'm like,
I agree with that. I don't understand why that's below the Hulk.
I don't need to watch it again. Ant-Man and the Wasp. If I was with
Ant-Man and Wasp should not be below the Hulk.
Like, let's watch it.
It should not be below the Hulk.
This is gonna take two.
It's not.
Look,
it should not
I just came and I rode with it. I wasn't here the whole list. I got beefs. Y'all, how y'all rehashing what y'all was here for?
I swear, every time we visit the list, we edit the list.
It gets edited every single time. That's why I was like, do we need to do this now or do we wait until like we have time to actually like I think we thought initially that having all of these separate was a good idea to rank them separately, but like now it's caused more problems than it probably helped.
Bringing them together is harder than ranking them individually.
Yeah, it's a completely different ranking.
Yeah, it changes.
Completely different. It changes entirely a lot of stuff. But either way, that Incredible Hulk movie is that's just not supposed to be up there.
Donovan, you've been missing for like 3 episodes of rankings. You can't come in here now.
Donovan was just like, you know what? I'm out.
He was
I'll
going.
I see y'all
after the X-Men ranking. He did.
Oh yeah, he was like, you know what? It's not worth it. He said, it's not worth it.
All right, so what are we doing? Do we need a break from this? Can we not even finish this today? Do we need to reevaluate our original list?
Yeah, we got almost 2 hours now.
Yeah,
on the stream.
We can.
I think this we have to continue because like we're really gonna have to like figure out how we gonna combine this properly.
This is gonna take like 8 months to get through all of these movies. I'm fine with taking a break, but
I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
Next show, we're not gonna bring in the ones that are on the side. We're not going to worry about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 all the way down to Hulk 2003. We're going to work on the left side.
Oh, we're going to rework the left?
We can't get through the right side today because we stuck on the left side. So clearly we got to rework it.
I feel like
I think it's just a matter of I think we got to
the right to the left.
We just got to. We can't be beholden to the positions on the left side when we're bringing in the right side stuff. Like I think some of this stuff just gonna have to get rearranged for the sake of the quality of the film.
All right, so the next time we're gonna just combine them. We're not gonna argue about the existing list, and then once we
this is the box.
Hey, Ducky.
Y'all need to go back and watch The Incredible Hulk, man.
Bro,
y'all gotta watch that again. I rewatched The Incredible Hulk. Hulk 2003 and Fantastic Four the 2015 recently. Incredible Hulk is right where it needs to be. Y'all gotta watch that again.
That movie is not better than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
When's the last time you saw it, bro?
I think it might be.
I'm just
ballparking the one
stuff.
time. Never felt compelled to watch it again. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I've seen several times. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. My thing with The Incredible Hulk is I was just happy it was better than that 2003 movie. It was like a redemption thing, and I was like, oh, cool, I can sleep easy.
See, that's not fair because anything is pretty much better than that movie. For the
not according to you, because you said 2015.
I said for the most part, there's one movie that to me is worse.
My whole look, Lou, until I forgot about Elektra because that movie wasn't even in my mind. At all. So for me, it'd have been like Elektra at the bottom, Incredible Hulk, and then 2015 Fantastic Four, the Fox cut.
Yeah, there's like I was just sort of looking at fives because again I wasn't here, so I'm like, if it's plus or minus 6 of where I'd stick it, I'm gonna just say okay.
Honestly, that's kind of how it's been. The longer the list gets, that's kind of like I'm cool with it being in that area. That's where it gets. The longer the list gets, because it's difficult. But for the most part, our top 10 hasn't changed. I'm still sad that Ant-Man fell out of the top 10. I was very happy to have it in the 10 spot when it was just Marvel, but Logan knocked it out.
Yeah. For the most part, I feel like stuff in the ballpark where I'm like, not where I stick it, but I can respect that.
Yeah, I don't think it's like it's just some like nudges. I think I wouldn't. It's not. I don't see any drastic like 5+ spot drops, but it's a few things within 2 or 3 spots that could probably get like reworked. Of their position. That's all.
I don't know where JBM went, but I think that's all we got for today. It's going to take us 17 months to finish this list, but we're going to get it done. Oh.
And he flashes back in.
Like I never.
We're going to save the rest of the list for next week. Lou, I'm very happy to see you today. I'm glad you're doing well, and I hope we can see you just a more if possible. I know you're very busy, but if you got some time, think about us. Real quick, how you feel about Loki?
Haven't watched yet because of the time.
Okay.
But I plan on getting on it.
When you do, I think Loki is the best Marvel show. I think it's already better than WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Man, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I still got beef because like fundamentally, I can break it down in more detail, but you can't have your name first in a title and not be the coolest character in the show. Like, what are y'all doing?
I don't have no arguments with that. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was better for me than WandaVision because of all the Mephisto. Like, I ruined WandaVision for myself. But I wouldn't say that I loved it. And I think Loki puts it to shame. Like, I would say Loki is Mandalorian quality. It's a Mandalorian quality show. I would put it up there with that.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how this villain turns out. That's my main.
I can't. Oof, God, it's tough to say. Like season 2, or you talking about season 2 Mandalorian? Because that's like high marks. Because like now you're putting it into like a place where you gotta like. Now we're anticipating a Luke Skywalker cameo or that level cameo, and I'm like, I don't want to put that much pressure on it. I want it to be.
You're doing just now what we did with WandaVision. I'm talking about just the production, the writing, how hype I feel watching it. Mandalorian season 2 was epic, but I'm like, imagine seeing Mandalorian season 1 and then seeing Marvel come out with Falcon and the Winter Soldier and thinking that you were going to get something that was Mandalorian season 1 quality. I don't even think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is on par with Mandalorian season 1. This is the first Disney show that it, like, to me, Mandalorian set a standard for Disney Plus, and every show that followed it did not match it until Loki. I'm like, okay, now I'm seeing something. Like, this is y'all showing me that y'all can do something.
Okay, yeah. That is a
I feel like they're on to something. Like, I just want to see how this villain turns out. That's going to be the make or break for me.
Like, Andor is about to come out, and I'm fearful that it's going to put everything to shame. Well, not fearful, but I just have a feeling that it's going to do that. And I'm at least glad that Marvel was able to get Loki out and show that they can do something. But everything else needs to be as good.
I've been saying that about Andor. Like I was when they put that sizzle reel out last year, year before last, and they showed the set production. I'm like, yo, they're putting a lot of money into this series. I think it's going to catch a lot of people by surprise with like what it's going to do. And especially with it being tied in to Kenobi, Bad Batch, and like all the other shows that take place in the same time period. Like I think it's going to catch a lot of people by surprise what they're doing, because it was marketed initially as a Rogue One like spin-off prequel, but from production and set design, it looks like it's going to be a lot deeper and a lot more integral to the entire Star Wars like saga than just the prequel to Rogue One. So that's exciting. But yeah, I can agree with it as far as like, you know, its potential. Like that was my thing with season 1 of The Mandalorian. I saw the potential of what the series could be, because it played it safe a lot in the series, but I was like, I think they're just trying not to like over commit to things that they possibly couldn't at that point in time. And then season 2 was like, oh, you know, we're taking the reins off, like, and so that was exciting.
Season 2 was like, I might have to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah, when episode 1 of season 2 kicked off and they had I mean, like, I was just like, okay, I don't know, this season's about to be pretty epic, and I still couldn't see the end. That last episode was still like mind blowing.
They didn't even have to do that, and it would still have been an epic season.
It would have like, and I'm like, yo, yeah. What? That Jones, man, that was a moment. That was a moment.
We're not gonna hold y'all too much longer. We're going on 2 hours. So again, Lou, thank you. If you find some time, please come see us. We miss you. We missed your commentary, your opinion.
Here, man. We here. Cookout.
No pressure though. You got a lot going on. Only a little bit of pressure.
Hey,
Facts.
Shout out to 1 year. Doing something consistently for a year is difficult to do. So,
yeah.
We appreciate that, and we have moved the show to the weekday now, so it's just I don't know if it's going to be consistently on Tuesdays, but it will be on a weekday from here on out.
I'm liking Tuesdays. It was as COVID is lightening up and outside is opening, Saturdays got hard.
Yeah,
so I'm glad we're on Tuesday.
But you know, the club going up right now, and instead we here talking.
Yes. Anyway, you got anything to plug, Lou? Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to promote, shout out?
I mean, that Green Lantern comic I just talked about, we actually got to talk to Jeffrey Thorne on the Poyef podcast before it came out, and that man was dropping not only Green Lantern knowledge darts, but just like being a black person in the industry, trying to break in the writing knowledge darts. So check out the podcast. It's got new formulas. Panel by Panel just got nominated for another Eisner, and I'm in 1/3 of those issues, so feels dope. So
congratulations.
Thank you. And
are you still working on your solo book with them?
Yeah, except they ain't been announced yet. That's slight plug. But
ooh, spoilers.
You guys didn't hear that, spoilers. But yeah, I also get to write like really fun crap. Like my article last month, I compared the layouts in a comic book to rap music, and the one I got dropping next month is on like my African American experience reading a graphic novel by this Senegalese dude who lives in France. So there's articles I have that are blackity black, and there's articles I have that are like form analytical and structural, and those are like my main two wheelhouses. Sometimes they get to come together. So fun stuff. Go read those. Go check out the podcast. The podcast is free. So
or I just put a link to the website into the comments. So you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, it's there. You can click on that. Check out poyef.com for more.
Yeah, man.
All I got. As always, thank y'all for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. If you enjoyed this program today, we talk about this stuff all the time. So please join us on Discord. The link is in the description bar below. If you love us and you would like to support us, please buy us some coffee. That link is also down below. And as always, follow us on socials at Facebook, at Certified Gumbo on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. And next week, We're going to wrap up that list. We're going to get it done. And tomorrow we'll be reviewing episode 3 of Loki. So prepare yourself. Cool.
Yep.
Bad Batch on Friday?
Yes, Bad Batch episode review, episode 9 of the Bad Batch, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that. And Loki show will be at 8 p.m. as well here on the channel. So definitely tune in. We will be streaming from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch for Loki. And we'll be streaming from Twitter. Not Twitter. Twitch and YouTube for the Bad Batch. So, jam-packed week. It's always fun. Love doing these streams regardless of what day it's on. Thank you all for tuning in and continuing to support the channel and everything that we're doing over here. We will continue to grow and we'll continue to provide you great content moving forward. This is only the beginning. Year 1's out on the books. Looking forward to year 2. JBM, you got anything?
Hey, y'all have a good night. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it.
And as I always say, peace, love, blessings, and may the force be with you.